Previously officiated Bahrain against Thailand and Lebanon against DPR Korea. With all due respect to those nations, this is a bigger match. It's a semi-final. Welcome everybody to Alain. Iran versus Japan. Let's go! And we do with the ball back to the captain Yoshida straight away, who plays in the English Premier League at Southampton. Oh, and then a hook ball across the own Iranian defence there. That was a strange one, and that's another strange little touch as well. So Yoshida will move forward, launch it in there, looking for Doan. All depends how it drops in here. Early chance, early pressure from Japan. Excellent tackle, otherwise the cross would have been forthcoming from Haraguchi. Bright and bristling start from the Japanese. Straight away asking questions. Berenbander makes the catch just in front of his own line after the ball had been played in by Shibasaki. Well, John, you referred to the distribution of Berenbander. There we had a good example of it. He launched that 1 yard inside the opposition half. When
Japan try and attack and get a shot on target, if the ball goes into Berenbander's hands, he's trying to get the ball over Japan's midfield line. Once he gets the ball over that midfield line, he doesn't care if Azmoun's up top all alone, pinned against Yoshida or Tomiyasu. He doesn't care about that. Azmoun is in such form at the moment and such a physical specimen that a 1 versus 2 right up top, he's betting on Azmoun to kind of get things done.
There have been 2 sliced clearances already by the Iranian defence, which is unusual to see. The ball dropping out of orbit and, in golfing terms, shanked.
Here you go, there's that throw to Sardar Azmoun. Sardar Azmoun just making that little bit of contact there. See how relaxed he is as well, which is incredibly important for high-pressure games like this. Important for his back line just in front of him.
Notes to be made as early as the first minute. Well, just inside the second minute for Morisu. I say he's unbeaten as a coach. He took over after the World Cup finals from Akira Nishino. And he's also in charge of the Japanese Olympic side. So he's seen plenty of football.
Get a toe on it.
So I say he had to be brave.
That's why that starting position is so important for both goalkeepers. Both back lines want to press high because they don't want to give their midfielders so much work to do, so much space to cover. In doing so, they're speed in behind.
Forward this time from Nagatomo. A race on at the other end involving Amiri, who plays his club football in Turkey with the Trabzonspor.
Should be nice and fresh, shouldn't he, Amiri? Suspended for the last game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's close. Great starting position from Gonda. And Azmoun knows it, doesn't he? He knows he got a toe on that.
Only 3.5 minutes gone, but already it's been very bright action at both ends of the field.
Early stages of the semi-final, both sets of players with their hearts in their mouths.
I think the referee will blow the whistle there. He took the decision, and I have to have sympathy with that, but he went in with a bit of an elbow into the back of the player. So free kick against Buraliganji.
Buraliganji just so desperate to know that he's around, leave a little mark on Osako nice and early, trying to win those first balls, and Buraliganji will be the one who will try and win the early balls. Hossein Kanini will be the one that will just drop off slightly.
On the edge of that 18-yard zone, and it will drop here. Now it's going to be a free kick against the Japanese player who's forward into the mix there, Osako.
Yeah, Ramin Reza just takes a little exception to that. He's having a word with Osako. Osako turns away. Yeah, Ramin Reza genuinely tries to win the ball, and Osako just backing in.
You see those sort of conflicts hundreds of times. Nothing malicious about it. Good that these players, as I say, have had the yellow cards against their names wiped out now, so they can come into this one absolutely fresh, raring to go. But maybe occasionally willing to pick up a card if it's required, which the modern game is, I'm afraid. Here is the Jaga. Does well to retain the possession for Iran and then takes again. They were so impressive against China, Iran. They really took that game by the scruff of the neck in good fashion in the early stages, winning free kicks and winning individual battles as well. With 1-1 there. The trait I have to mention about the Japanese, though, is that they never panic. They can go a goal down, but they're so well organised and well disciplined, they just don't panic.
Well, their strength can be their weakness, can't it? I mean, they don't change their game plan for anybody. As you said, once they go a goal down, they're not ruffled. They continue to pass the ball. They continue to try and play through the midfield. They never go from back to front too quickly. But then they don't taper their game, John, to their opponents very often.
Not much on there, so it's square with Yoshida and then Shibasaki. Nice interplay here, though, between 3-4, but that's well, it was well covered. To be fair, there were about 4 white shirts around there, so it needed to be more precise than that one.
Well, it was a nice little opening, and that was all made by Yoshida, who just changed the angle on his first touch, brought the ball slightly into that midfield area. Japan were able to play through Iran's midfield line.
Referee says play on here. And there. Which poses the first problem from Azmoun to Yoshida, and the centre-half stood his ground.
Well, we've already seen the pattern, John, from both sides now. Iran happy to hang their hat on Azmoun. They think they can get a lot of joy by just playing some clever, smart, longer balls over the top to him. Japan, as we would have thought, possession football, lots of triangles.
And that's Doan playing a lovely 1-2 into the area there, into the feet of Minamino. There are 2 relative newcomers to the Japanese national side, Minamino and Doan, and this one's going to be too long, but they look to settle to international football very quickly, the pair of them. Carlos Queiroz there. There is rumour that he will end up in Colombia after the Asian Cup to coach the national team there, having Sosi Peckerman has gone. There's been a lot of criticism back in Tehran that the Iranian FA has not offered Queiroz an extension to his contract. He's been 8 years in the job now. That's longer than anybody in the history of the Iranian Football Association. He's always very slim, slender, still athletic looking, as indeed is his opposite number. There's Zion. So a resolute start from both teams, and here is a good run from Minamino. He's come a long way as well, and it might still be picked up. There was no foul, but that was sprightly from Minamino. I have to admit that in the game against Saudi Arabia, when he came off after about 75 minutes, he looked utterly exhausted.
Gives everything, and you saw it there. Head down, which you don't always recommend to young players, but head down and just attack space there. And that's what Iran's all about. Really good football, great attacking play, really good defending. Iranian players, 3 of them just closing ranks, snuffing out the danger.
Islamic Republic of Iran 0, Japan 0. The last time they met back in the Asian Cup, back in 2004, it was a goalless match in China. They've met in World Cup qualifiers since then, both teams registering a 2-1 home victory.
I've got to say, early on, wasn't expecting the play to be of this high quality so early. Players just relaxing and showing great appetite. You knew there'd be a high tempo in this game from these 2 sides.
Quality is indeed high, but we're in the latter stages of the competition now, so you would hope for that. With all due respect to 1 or 2 of the lesser nations, you don't get quite that intensity in the early phases. Managed to turn him there, only Doan ahead of him. Routine clearance. There's Haj Safi, who has played so many times, 105 times now for Iran. And no matter which game we're covering at the moment, you've seen enough players with over a century of appearances for them, and here is a great ball in to Azmoun, one-on-one, and that's what the Chinese defence didn't do against Azmoun.
No, that's right. Great starting position from Tomiyasu. He gave Azmoun that channel. Look, he gave Azmoun that channel there, knowing that he's on the right side and was always going to beat him to that. Really good central position play.
One of the emerging stars of this Asian Cup for me, Tomiyasu. I honestly had not heard of him really just before this tournament, but he's taken over there from Makino, who's a super defender himself, and he's keeping him out of the sun.
This is Makino, who's had a stint in Europe. And
huge throw. And who was there? The man we've just been talking about. Tomiyasu was immense in the victory over Saudi Arabia. Came up with the winning goal as well. Dangerous header in. Still a chance here. Needs to spin on it. Can't do so. Break on for Japan. They've 3 forward already. And Iran have 5 back already. Shibasaki now looks up, sees 2 across in the centre. Can't get the ball through. Throwing Japan.
well, once again, really good football. You think Iran's caught out. Really good run from Shibasaki over on that right-hand side. Danger snuffed out, quick as a flash.
You know, the referees have to be quick as well, don't they? I mean, Chris Beath there, he was up at one end at the 18-yard area, and I guarantee 5-6 seconds later he's at the other end as well.
You won't like him wearing pink shirt though, John, will you?
Oh, I don't mind. No, nothing against that.
I thought you like the referees in black, don't you?
Oh yeah. But that's don't mean to say they can't wear another colour. And it's more red than pink to me. Goalkeepers in pink used to worry me a bit. That's the modern idiom, so we get along with it. Now Yoshida. He couldn't be anything else but a centre-half, could he, Yoshida? He's just so strongly built. Brilliant ball in here. Chance here for the Japanese. And well defended against, and a goal kick given as well. But they really broke the ranks there with that ball on the outside. Attacked by Nagatomo. And it's well defended, is this. But look at the run here.
Yeah.
He's onside.
He is. He gets round the back, Nagatomo. The ball was towards the back post, though, and it would have had to been an absolute peach to find him, though. And it's not quite on the money.
And the referee says it's come off Minamino.
I think he's just about right. Ramin Reza gets in a poor position. Almost caught out there, Iran.
Free kick Japan.
Wow, Azmoun and Tomiyasu having a really good tussle there. They were both pulling each other's shirt. Referee usually gives it towards the defender.
Well, that's why we highlighted that as the key battle before the game. Two men in top form, prime form. And whoever comes out on top of that battle might be on the winning side tonight. Here's Dijaga. Ball bounced awkwardly for him there, and I think the referee's ruled a handball against Dijaga. Yoshida. 4 fouls by the Iranians, 2 by the Japanese. We talked about their discipline earlier. Yoshida proudly wearing the captain's armband, as others have done for Japan over recent times, of course. Going back to the likes of Nakata and Kazimura. The last time Japan beat Iran, the only goal was scored by one Kazimura a long time ago, and yet the fella's still playing.
Kazumura, just 1 year older than Japan's current head coach.
Older than you? A lot older than you.
Yeah, a lot older than me.
But still playing, absolutely astonishing, Kazimura. That was in 1992 that Japan scored their last victory over Iran. One for Dijaga here. I don't think he's going to be too happy chasing that. Iran have already scored 12 times in this Asian Cup without conceding once. Japan have scored 8 and conceded 3. Had a bit of a problem getting over Uzbekistan and even Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan took them to the best goal in 5 in the first match, which was something of a surprise. She couldn't find Jahan back. Free kick here and an immediate apology from Ramin Rezaian.
Yeah, very clever play from Ramin Rezaian there. Carried on his run forward. As soon as he commits the foul, picks the player up straight away. Yeah, delicately and nicely does it. Make sure he doesn't go in the book.
Sako's pass. I think that might have gone out, did it? That went out, surely, even from my naked eye position up here in the gantry.
Yeah, referee believes you, John. Referee believes you.
I don't think he was listening to me, but he might have been listening to the man over on the far side of the field.
Oh, what a great camera angle there. See that?
Kanani, one of the newer players in the team.
Yes, Mehdi Taremi there.
Yeah, he'll be back for the final if they're in it. I'm sure he'll start, a man with 3 goals to his name in the tournament. The Japanese will send Yoshida forward here, number 22, plenty of muscle about him, and also Tomiyasu, who headed the winner against Saudi Arabia, and in there, number 19 as well, Hiroki Sakai, who scored his first international goal not long ago. What a good delivery. Oh, what a good delivery that was. And it was Yoshida on the end of things. On another day, he might have put it beneath the cross, but look at this for a delivery straight away. Within 5 seconds there, the pressure is heaped upon the Japanese net, yet again by that goalkeeper, Berenvan.
Yeah, Nagatomo was fouled there. He actually thought the referee was penalising him, but absolutely fantastic distribution into the space. Beautiful stuff. At the other end, though, Yoshida, I think the ball was just a little bit too low for him. He had to climb all over the defender to get anything on it. The top quality stuff so far.
Well, I hope you're enjoying it, because we certainly are. I found it fascinating, the contest so far. As I thought it would be. It always had the portent of being a good one, this. I know we often say it about every game. We look forward to every match, but this, I thought, it's a semi-final, it's got the hallmarks. A lot of probing runs. Here's one now, and they're
2-touch play, lots of interchange, a couple of little step overs from players just leaving that one. Difficult to defend against, and there's just a few moments. This Iranian midfield is getting caught out of position a little bit too high up, away from their back line, and the likes of Takumi Minamino, even Okazaki, definitely Haraguchi, just stepping in between the lines, causing some problems for them.
I think it was the first time I've seen worry etched on the face of Berenvan there. As he went down, he knew he was beaten and he couldn't get to it. But it's just a question of which side of the uprights it would go from Doan's shot. Yeah, a bit more pressure being applied on Iran than has been in previous matches. So once again, we credit Carlos Queiroz with that. He's got his tactics spot on. He knows exactly what he wants. Hint of a smile from Moriyasu. Coming up to 20 minutes played, the Islamic Republic of Iran 0, Japan 0. Out of Azmoun, throw Japan.
Azmoun taking exception to what he thought was a little elbow from Nagatomo. Massive size difference, though.
Japan have been the smoother in their passing, a bit crisper as well maybe, as they make ground once again. Doan tries to check inside, afforded no space whatsoever, but they're hustling Iran at the moment. The latter are awarded the latest free kick.
Well, it's a completely different game for Sardar Azmoun, this one. He's getting picked on. They're swapping. Yoshida and Tomiyasu are just taking it in turns to go and ruffle his feathers a little bit.
Excellent work back in the Japanese midfield, the engine room from Endo there. Every team needs one of those players who's willing to do what we call the dirty work without particularly being noticed, and Endo is the one who does that for the Japanese. Yoshida.
What you will find nowadays in modern football, though, even if you are a holding midfielder, you're not just a destroyer anymore. You have to be able to get on the ball 1-2 touch and shove it out to the fullback. Endo, very, very good technically. He gets on the ball into the corner. Have a look, one nutmeg, and then a pass through Yoshida's legs. It's going into the corner. Terrific save because it comes through bodies.
Corner Iran. 22 minutes play, so we're exactly halfway through the opening half in Al Ain. Both sides have got big men. Who's on the end of it? The Japanese head is on the end of it, but it will be chased and should be kept in play if they want to do, and they don't, so just a throw in. Gonda, he got the touch though. He had to do.
It was his sloppy pass out though to Endo. Got his side in trouble. Made amends.
Huge throw. Went for the overhead. Down he goes, and the keeper's got it. And the referee might just have had a question asked of him there.
Well, not many questions from Iran, though. Look at the problem Sardar Azmoun causes, though. Backs into Tomiyasu. No contact there.
No, he was going for the acrobatic overhead kick, wasn't he? He was only 5 or 6 yards out as well. And I think you've probably got a shot there of referee Chris Beef taking instructions in his ears as well. Of course, the video assistants are always there, ready, willing to have a chat with them if they think that there's a controversial decision on the cards or anything that might be disputed. But as you're right there, John, nobody seemed to dispute anything about that. And obviously the refs got it spot on.
No great appeal from Azmoun either.
There's the goalkeeper again with a back pass. No, you go a lot by body language of players, don't you? They're the ones closest to the heart of the action. And okay, there's a bit of kidology goes on. There's a challenge here on Sakai that the referee might consider sanctions with. Yes, it's the first yellow card of this particular game.
Well, that's not really Amiri's style either. Initially, I thought he won the ball quite cleanly. But the referee, Chris Beef, was right on point there. Was it reckless? Was there a lack of control? We're going to see now. Oh, it's clearly a two-footed tackle. Sloppy, sloppy tackle.
And this from a man who's just returning from a suspension today. You'd have thought he'd have known better.
You would have thought that he should know that he's not much of a tackler. We've seen him in this competition make a few reckless ones. It's a bit naughty, that.
Grimace on the face of Sakai. I told you that there was contact there. There's this earlier moment when Azmoun took on Shibasaki. Nutmeg through the legs of Yoshida as well.
What I like about this, as soon as Azmoun gets in his 18-yard box, top strikers in top form, never looking to just pass the ball back, never looking to square it to anybody, just looking to get a shot on target, and he does that. Finds a gap. Jakenbach gives him a little grin, a little smile, as if Jakenbach knows something we don't.
25 minutes gone, 0-0, but a very watchable 0-0. Oh, and offside given. Offside against Haraguchi. And still the phlegmatic coach shows no emotion whatsoever. Just a game of football. Arms folded on the other side. Bit of chattering going on behind. Oh, they know they're in a game, both teams. This is the man who has caught our eye throughout 5.5 matches almost now. It's the first offside of the game on the Japanese side.
Well, Ashkan Dijaga just having a go at Amiri and Azmoun, telling them to split. Quite clearly we could see the signal from Berenvand. Wanted the two forwards to just split wide there.
Four Japanese forward here. Scotland little run. He stumbled a little bit there, did Minamino, as a result of which Iran got the ball through Dijaga out into the wide position for Jan Baksh. Still further wide, Razayan cut back in here, touch back here, should be a shot maybe from Dijaga, clips it through instead but doesn't get it above the Japanese defender. Strong pressure from Iran, but Jan Baksh only just keeps it in and then directs it straight to the opponent. Pace is unrelenting.
Well, at the moment, Iran picking up all the second balls, squeezing the life out of Japan.
Must be a foul. Despite the protestations of Ramin Razayan, it was a free kick against him.
Ramin Razayan, it's a rush of blood to the head. It's a half tackle there. And that's just a good battle, really. I don't see too much wrong with that. Just think it's a really good battle.
They'll need a few days rest, won't they, to prepare for the final, whichever team does make it through.
Certainly.
They'll have 24 hours longer than whoever comes out on top tomorrow in Abu Dhabi, UAE or Qatar.
Well, one thing's for sure, John, there'll have to be some changes for the final. I really do believe that.
Race on here, good ball in, brilliant cross ball, and stabbed beyond his own keeper and behind his own line by Yoshida. But he knew the man was coming in on him, and he had to take some sort of action, and it's a corner kick.
It's a lovely searching ball from Amiri. Yoshida's body position's not great, but he had to get something on this, because it's just popping up beautifully for Azmoun.
Well, it was job done. And it's corner Iran. Safa deliver. Everybody races towards him. It's away very firmly by Tomiyasu. He seems to get his head on everything, does Tomiyasu. And Shafibino can throw them long. And from the Tractor Zazi club. And he's got another chance to do it again.
Well, really got a foothold now, Iran. And a foothold not just in midfield, but in the final third.
It's flatter trajectory, which can make it better. More difficult to defend. He'll cross one in now, backstick, too long, I fancy. And out for a throw-in, way over on the other side of the field.
Well, it's disappointing. They worked really hard there, Iran, just to get an opening to put a good ball into the box. Well, they're all doing that. There's backing in, and Yoshida challenging for the ball. Yoshida thinks he's diving, but they're all just coming together. Difficult to pick the bones out of that one.
An attempt to do 30 seconds left in the opening half an hour of this semi-final match between Islamic Republic of Iran and Japan. Goalless for the time being.
We can tell that the crowd are enthralled by this one. Great energy inside this cracking little stadium.
Yeah, there have been two stadiums used in Al Ain. This is the more modern of the two, hence its awarding of the semi-final. But no more football to be played here. The concentration is very much on Abu Dhabi from tomorrow evening in the Mohammed bin Zayed, and then at Zayed Sports City for Friday night's final. There's certainly a great passion around the place. Dragged him down, free kick.
Chris Beath, the referee, is going to have another look at this. He's certainly going to have a chat to Sardar Azmoun. Sardar Azmoun needs to calm down a little bit. He has been grizzling up top and looking for a lot of contact and been complaining already to the referee, and I think that's what Chris Beath is talking about. Let me ref the game. Have a look here. Was there an arm thrown? No great intent. It's definitely a foul. No malicious intent. No.
Japan with the latest free kick here. It's launched halfway inside the opposition territory. A calming down gesture from the Mozambique-born coach, Carlos Queiroz. 65 now. That looked like a handball. And it certainly was against Osako. Preferred in the starting lineup to Muto this evening, the Newcastle United striker, who has got a goal in the tournament as well.
No, I do understand that, though. Yuya Osako looks like to consistently carry a goal-scoring threat. Yuya Osako, terrific movement, but you just seem just nowhere near as confident in front of goal. Expecting to play a part, though, coming off the bench or something.
No, you look more to the midfield players of Japan for goals. This is a keeper's catch. Somehow you feel that the goals of the coming would probably come from the likes of Doan or Minamino rather than from the striker.
Yeah,
Hiraguchi, yeah.
Hiraguchi's got a goal as well.
A bit tight and congested until Jahan back to launches one in here, and Asman tries to get between keeper and defender. Well, they all stood up, didn't they? They all manned up for that one, so to speak.
Well, any ball over the top at the moment, and even Tomiyasu and Yoshida's good positioning, it's still a lottery who wins it. Asman is such a willing runner, such an absolute thoroughbred.
You like my analogy, didn't you?
I do, and I'm going to keep using that, John.
Good man. I'll take the royalties.
Come on, you don't need that money.
Iran 0, Japan 0. Good occasion here as we have a look at that ball. It's a horrible one for defenders. Yeah. The attackers just got to go for it and hope he gets a...
But once again, the starting position from Gonda's absolutely fantastic. He's looking for that.
Yeah, he established himself as the #1 here. Shuichi Gonda. Certainly not always been that. On the bench is the other goalkeeper, Masaki Higashiguchi, who was #1 at the East Asian Cup last year and in the World Cup squad as well. And then the American-born Daniel Schmidt, who played against Uzbekistan. Tomiyasu's clearing header. Really been a lot of goalmouth incidents, and yet it's still been very watchable. Amiri. Safi has to come all the way back. Well, it's a little early for us to be predicting anything, but because there's the best part of an hour to go, including the time that will inevitably be added on, but you really could imagine this one going to 120 minutes.
Fine lines. You really do feel it's going to be an absolute screamer or a mistake to separate these two teams.
Ganji's foul and free kick for the Japanese here, and this is why here is Pirelli Ganji, the #8, is heel catching Osako.
Yeah, right in the ribs as well. Looks to be really sore.
Each squad consists of 23 players, as we see Murawashi there. And of course, they always take this opportunity when there's even the slightest of stoppages to impart any information they want, any new instructions. It's fine margins, as you say, John. Puff on the cheeks and then get on with it. Try and get into a goal-scoring position. Not too many signs of goals as yet. We've had 14 fouls, 10 of them committed by the Iranians. So can at last have a bit of clear ground around the 18-yard area. And Nagatomo whips across in here. We're picked up by Shibasaki. Oh, and another free kick against Dijaga this time. Particularly malicious, but he accepted the error of his ways immediately for this challenge on Endo. Just done by the turn of Wataru Endo. It's 40 yards out. So no thought of a direct shot on goal, I don't think, from either Doan or Shibasaki.
Too great a distance there. And they're going to have to change the angle, you feel. A straight ball over the top. And you feel that Iran would just eat that up. They're going to change the angle first, and this is what the discussion's about, I'm sure.
Haraguchi took up a position out on the left and nobody really tracked him, but he's now gone back into the centre.
Well, Jakenbach is the one that's trying to cover that one every now and then, but he's going to have to split it from the wall to do it.
It is angled, and it will be Sakai who comes up for a header. And then Endo, and whistle's gone already, as we see Soft. It was a really hard one to work out what they were going to do. It was almost too straight, wasn't it?
Yeah, far too straight. I mean, much better off if they just knocked it even just 5 yards to the side and then put an angle delivery in. Because then it just offsets the defenders a little bit and the attack comes from a different angle.
A lot of noise around Al Ain at the moment, and
well, this is a position Amiri shouldn't be in. He's one of the shorter guys, certainly not one of the best headers of the ball, and he's up against Sakai there. He's much bigger, much more aggressive.
And there's the man who marshals that back line, Yoshida, number 22, the captain. They are a very, very tall back line. So neither side having any joy in the opposition 18-yard area as yet. Can't find Azmoun with this one either. It's different to any of the other matches we've seen with Iran, so all credit to Japan for getting themselves organised, nullifying the threat that Iran have posed to everybody else. It's Doan, knocks it across to Endo, then out to the flank, and then it'll come back again.
Well, there's just no time to take more than 2 touches on the ball. Nobody has time to really drag their foot over the ball and have a look up. You've got to get your picture before the ball comes to you. You have to know where the opposition players are as well as your teammates.
7 minutes to the break. Still we await a breakthrough. Sako, who scored in the World Cup finals. Netted against Colombia. Overall, I would say Japan have looked pretty comfortable. They know their jobs.
Yeah, I'm with you there, John. There was a period of 5 minutes where they got ruffled a little bit.
It's a nice ball from Shibasaki. They still have the possession here, 18 yards out. A turn and a loss of the ball. And this is where they ran dangerous on the break. Led by Rizayan, still the only person they looked for. He was totally on his own up there, wasn't he? Sardar Azmoun against 3 in blue.
Once again, he looks frustrated, arms go in the air. He's got to understand that this is the pattern of play, and this is the strength of his side, is to get the ball early to him. Got a couple of goals through mistakes last time out. There's no reason why that can't happen again, but he is up against different level of centre-backs.
Very much so. China long gone now in this competition. 3-0 was the scoreline on that night. Japan posing questions as we move towards the 40-minute mark. With Muta having changed positions and taken up a slot on the flank. Tomoyasu to Yoshida. Tomo waiting on the left. Instead it's launched through the middle, but that should be the goalkeepers.
Well, that's a good little idea, and he gets Yoshida gets a thumbs up as well from Haraguchi. Haraguchi from out to in. Yoshida just trying to play that with the outside of his boot, didn't get the skill right. Oh, the linesman.
I was going to say, it was the linesman who's actually given that. The referee's assistant here. The flag went up. Jahanbaksh is the player down in the white of Iran. It was a little bit, I thought it was a bit harsh, that one.
Well, it was Jakenbach was backing into Shibasaki. It wasn't Shibasaki that initiated the contact. If you have a look here, Jakenbach just back in there. So the linesman to give it, and the referee, Chris Beath's in a good position as well. There's nothing in that.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed if that was Nagatomo there. Free kick Iran though, and matches hinge on decisions like this one. And who knows, if Iran were to score now, they would rue that decision.
Defending very high, the Samurai Blue. It's a nice area for Dijaga to drop this into.
Goalkeeper Shuichi Gonda will know that as well. He looks incredibly exposed back there. He's stood 15 yards away from anybody else, the man in orange, all on the delivery. Fortunately for Japan, they were able to muster the troops. They've still got some defending to do. It rolled down the arm of the striker, I thought there, Asmoon, but the referee saw nothing wrong with that, so the move continues, but only with the throw. Two teams steeled here to do a defensive job first and foremost and try and get a goal when they get the opportunity to win the night. Amiri on the throwing duties this time.
Match at that one, always leaning back, head was up.
He did score in the Asian Cup 4 years ago against Bahrain. Look at that. Fingernails at the ready.
Can't be safe for some people to come and watch football.
No.
Big games like this.
Japan are 4 forward. Oh, and that just didn't get through. Oh, yeah, the referee's given the free kick now. He thought about that one. Is the card coming out? It is, yeah, the card is coming out for that. It's going to be worth another look, is that one. Sasaka, who's the player down. It's Omid who's going to get the yellow. It's the second of the night for an Iranian player. And Omid Ebrahimi joins Vahid Amiri in the referee's bad books.
Oh, have a look at this. The referee's done well to pick up on something, because we didn't see it. Oh, and there were some studs up, I feel. I think it's a high, very late tackle. Have a look here. Well, there's not a lot of contact, but it's just over the top of the boot. I think it was the intent there that he's got the card for.
I wouldn't argue with it, having seen that. The referee was obviously close to it, and he did tread on the foot.
Yeah, a good referee, and as you said, right on point. And he's doing well now to just take Osaka out of the situation, to calm things down. There we go. Dijaga and Osaka are having a go. But to be fair to Osaka, all he's doing is trying to talk to Dijaga. Dijaga straight away turns around and gives him a shove.
Any late drama to be had here as we approach the final 30 seconds of the 45 minutes, with a minute to be added on, I would have thought, at the minute, possibly 2, but no more than that. Baron Van, the goalkeeper, the man in blue, organising. He's got his hand up. I'm sure all his colleagues understand the signal he's imparting to them. Again, it's about 40 yards out, but a slightly better angle than the previous free kick, which was too direct, too straight. It will be taken by Doan. All a question of timing the run here. It mustn't go too quickly. In fact, it's Shibasaki.
Well, frustratingly for the Japan fans, the runs just weren't on time. They all went in too early and killed that space. So when the delivery came in, it was all behind anybody in a blue shirt.
We're in the 2 added minutes as a Karimi fan holds up the shirt. Asmoon was putting himself about in one end of the pitch there as the ball went into the other, and now it's already back in the Japanese half. There's some good football taking place, and it's at pace as well. It's fast and furious.
It is. If your first touch is not right on point, not only are you going to lose the ball, you're going to get smashed as well. What a great first touch that was from Amiri earlier.
John Batch, and he'll be awarded this free kick. The man from Brighton and Hove Albion in the English Premier League. It's against Endo, and this will be the last chance for a goal in the first half of the semi-final, because we've had a 1 minute 20 of the added time as down he goes there under the Endo stretch, arm across the body. And Jaga has time to send across a free kick, but have Iran got time to find the net? Big question in 20 seconds. And they'll be back to slug it all out in the second half. Without doubt, the last action of the first half here in Al Ain, as it is into a good area. But I think Japan are going to survive that little skirmish. The referee will point down the tunnel, and they will head to the dressing rooms, these two teams, with Jan back feeling his jaw now. It's been feisty. It's been competitive and combative, everything we expected of a semi-final. Chances very few and far between, the two goalkeepers barely stretched. But it's all to play for in the second half. That is for absolutely certain, because the half-time situation in Al Ain is Islamic Republic of Iran 0, Japan 0.
What a sensational game of football this has turned out to be. It's been end-to-end action for 45 stands. It is still goalless between these two sides. Of course, there's plenty of options on the bench. Very quickly, is there any need now to bring anybody on at the stage of this game?
No, I don't think so. I think, you know, we're at a stage now where the game's really finely poised. I think, you know, if one side scores, then we'll start to see changes. But at the moment, I don't see any coach really changing anything at this point, or even within the next 15 or 20 minutes, unless the scoreline changes, as I mentioned.
Well, it's a great atmosphere out in the Hazza bin Zayed Stadium. The Japanese fans, Iranian fans out in full force. It's been a colourful evening, and it's been colourful on the pitch as well. Let's head back to your commentators, John Helm and John Wilkinson, for the second half.
And Kitago has come on a few times so far as well for Japan recently. I've not really seen much of him, so I'll be interested. You never know, somebody always comes to the fore. A name you might never have heard of can suddenly make a name for themselves in a semi-final. We're all set to go. Referee Chris Beath from Brisbane, Australia, has got this match between Iran and Japan back underway. So we're 45 minutes away, maybe, from knowing who goes through, as the first corner of the half will be awarded. He's claiming a handball here.
Yeah, ref's giving it as well.
No, I think he's giving it right on the edge of the area, hasn't he? Haji Safi, who blasted one in here, and a yellow card shown, and I think his argument would be Sakai is so close to the ball he couldn't get out of the way of it. This is happening more and more in the modern game, isn't it? It's because of the pace of it. It may well be taking instruction. We do have VAR, let's remind ourselves.
Well, there wasn't great complaints from Hiroki Sakai initially. He knows he handled it, but it looks like he was protecting his face. Could he have been braver? Well, he's very close, isn't he? It's a tough one. It's harsh, but it is a handball.
Yeah, it is. He's grimacing. I think he thought he was going to hit his head, to be honest with you. Definitely outside the 18-yard area.
Definitely, no question about that, but he could be braver. He could be braver. Take that on the face.
So, early seconds, never mind minute, of the first half. The free kick awarded to Iran against Hiroki Sakai, who's the first Japanese player booked on the night. We've had two Iranians cautioned in Amiri and Omid Ebrahimi. So we've just been saying, where is a breakthrough going to come from? Well, as I look down now here, if I was Dijaga, I think I could curl that ball between those four blue shirts, and there's one isolated as well. There is a route. There is a route to goal here for Iran. Yeah. And Safi is left-footed, but you could really fancy Dijaga here.
Yeah, the only saving thing for the Samurai Blue is the fact that it's at an awkward angle, and there's not a great deal of goal to hit. Gonda's got to trust. He has to trust that wall.
There isn't, John, but there are two Iranians in there who could duck. The two Iranians on the end of the four, the quartet of Japanese. If they work this one out, they could duck, and he could thread this through or over them and into the net. Not saying it's wishful thinking, but it could happen. Wasn't far away. That was the idea. and it sails a foot wide of the angle.
Well, you look at the reverse movement on this ball. There's no rotation on the ball whatsoever. He doesn't try and whip this. It's a strange technique. He punches this through, and it's strange. The ball goes in and out. Have a look from this position here. Absolute freak flight of the ball there. He's not as close as we initially thought, but no rotation on the ball whatsoever, and it's not a breezy night.
That might have been a handball as well, but anyway, the referee saw that too and says no, and Iran will be forward again. Japan haven't settled as yet in this second half, not been allowed to do it. Mohammadi into a gap. Here is a chance. It's going to be a corner, but well worth conceding.
Well, I don't think
Tomiyasu's complaining.
Well, and well, he might, because from our angle, John, straight away it looked like a goal kick. Tomiyasu played it on to Amiri. Yeah, you can see that. Poor decision from Chris Beath.
Yeah, the ball came off Amiri, but it will be a corner kick for Iran. A breathless start to the second half from the three-time champions, but not since 1976. This their corner, flat, flicked out. That's Safi. Pings it back in. And, well, I say, Japan haven't got out their own half yet, and we've had nearly 4 minutes of the second half. Breathless from Kiroshi's side. Long again. Bravely defended. Mohammadi swings one in, keeper. Well done, Gonda. Good catch. Got his angle right, the goalkeeper, didn't he?
Yeah, did
exactly
really well.
Where he was going.
Did really well. Saw it coming a long way. Was already on the front foot. Yoshida does great as well. Just protects him a little bit. And protects himself.
Gonda's improved with every game he's played, actually. The first match against Turkmenistan, he was held culpable on one of the goals, but he's not shaken his confidence, and now he's the one who boots it up towards that 18-yard box at the other end of the field. And this stadium that we've commended, it's a lovely stadium, it really is. Wonderful viewing aspect for everybody, no matter where you're sitting. Long wait for the first goal. Japan, the most successful team in Asian Cup history. Champions 4 times, 1992, 2000, 2004 and 2011. And habitually in quarters and semi-finals. They're trying to press the issue themselves now.
Well, for Japan to try and get in behind Iran, the runners like Nagatomo have to go a little bit early. That's a really good battle. It's Japan's left back up against Jahanbakhsh, pretty much the right winger.
And Sarifard about to come on. Karim, World Cup hero, of course, scored for them against Portugal in the finals in Russia. And he's putting the vest back on, but I think there's an indication there that he will be a part of the action before very long.
Well, we were watching him warm up quite heavily just at half-time.
Azmoun, check and a turn from him. He's graceful, is Azmoun, isn't he? He's very live, he's very agile. There's all sorts there. The free kick has gone Amiri's way. He actually put his hand on the ball as well, but the referee had already decided there was a foul on Amiri from Doan.
Have a look here, Sakai just helps that ball on. These boys move so quick, so any little contact will usually send them tumbling.
Once again, Dijaga will be responsible in putting this ball into the danger area and hope that one of the 4 or 5 in white can be somewhere in proximity. Mustn't get it too close to goalkeeper Gonda. Well, Kirosh as animated as ever, and that is in a good area, and the keeper's punched it up in the air. Not very far, but done the job for the time being. Over the top, swirling effort. We've seen him have 2 shots tonight now. Had Shafi Over the top it went.
Well, it was clever ball in from Dijaga. He had a look at Gonda, and he knows Gonda's always on that front foot. So what he was looking to do is just drop that in front of Gonda.
Look how many blue shirts are in the picture, though. Look at that. That's a fantastic defending. Thumbs up, but it was all spinning away off the outside of the boot of Safi. Well, the majority of the players been in the Japanese half in this second half. So this is the way they'd like to go more frequently. They'll do so now, but his first touch was a heavy one, and it enables Amiri to come over and win it for Iran. And he'll find Dijaga, who wriggles away from the first marker. There's Endo. Driven ball here. And the two defenders, well, it would have been easy for them to get in the way of one another there, but in the end it's a thumbs up from Sakai and a high five as well.
Well, we've seen a lot of those diagonal balls towards Amiri, towards Azmoun. This time they both get a touch, I think. Have a look here. Yeah, they both get a touch on it. Not great communication.
Well, they got away a little bit with that one, didn't they? Japan are looking to find some penetration here down the left-hand touchline with Haraguchi.
Well, you've got to work the ball a lot better, and you've got to work it in numbers. You've got to try and play around the Iranian fullbacks. Ramazan Rezaian at right back. I mean, so difficult to get anything out of. Intense footballer, always concentrating.
28-year-old Karim Ansarifard, who scored the third goal in the win over China in the quarter-final, will be coming on any minute now. Plays at Nottingham Forest in the English Championship these days, though he's had very limited first-team football since he moved there in November.
But tactically, this is fascinating, and Carlos Queiroz has had a word with him and then told him to just sit back down again. And Karim Ansarifard wasn't happy about it. He thought he was coming on. He feels like he's getting messed about somewhat.
The players hate that, don't they? I want to know, am I on or aren't I on? Why the delay now? It's going to take things, and Berenvan is beaten for the first time in 6 games here in the Asian Cup. It's 1-0 Japan, and it is Yuya Osaka with his third goal of this Asian Cup, and Iran pay the penalty for probably the first time they've switched off in the entire tournament.
Yeah, just incredible stuff. Berenvan as well. Berenvan's nearly 2 meters tall, well over 6'4". Yuya Osaka stands about 5'10", and Berenvan caught flat-footed because he's looking at the referee as well.
Credit Minamino, because he continued the chase. He continued to play to the whistle and went for the ball, and they delivered a telling cross as well, didn't he?
Absolute gorgeous delivery, it really was. He only had one blue shirt to hit, and he found him. And it's a brave header in the end. Berenvan was almost going to take Osaka's head off.
Well, wait for Iran to throw the kitchen sink at the Japanese now. They've got to do. Japan are quite capable of striking again on a break, but now they must defend against Mohammadi. The ball in is a dangerous one. It's Jahan Baksh. He will square it as well, just beyond Dijaga. Out onto the far side to Rezaian. He'll slide it down the line. There is Osaka's goal on 56 minutes, separating these two teams. But Iran will have a corner kick now in response. Rezaian's complaining about Endo staying on the deck.
He was one of the guys that switched off. Endo off balance, just getting something on that.
Nothing much of a push is that, is it?
Nah, you can understand Rezaian's frustrations. Finally, we're going to get the sub.
Well, yeah, it's another question, John. You know, for the first time we'll have this question Carlos Queiroz, but you know, he seemed as though he's going to bring Ansarifard off. Then he told him to sit down, and then he got ready again. Then he told him to sit down again, and amid that, Mayhew, maybe everybody seemed to lose their concentration a bit on the Iranian bench as well as on the pitch.
Yeah, it seemed to affect everybody, especially that midfield area. Midfield switched off. We didn't see that, and we didn't mention that, but the midfielders switched off. It was over on Dijaga's side as well.
Here it is.
Here it is. Great little interchange between Minamino and Osako. As he gets taken down there, look, Ramon Rezaian, they all get switched, caught towards Chris Beath. That is a peach of a cross. Has pace on it. Great direction. That's a brave header as well. because he hasn't got one eye on the keeper. Have a look at this reaction. That's about as animated as he'll get.
Taremi not happy, Iran not happy, and Asako, who scored one of his few international goals in Tehran, but against Iraq, funnily enough, has given Japan an absolutely priceless advantage here with his 13th international goal in his 40th appearance. And Japan are making the substitution down there, as you can see. They have the man ready. Maybe that's worse than it looked. I'm a bit surprised to see that the stretcher bearers were required for that. It didn't look that serious to me, but anyway, it gives the opportunity for Shitani, for Sukasa to come on. He's got one goal in the Asian Cup and comes on with his team leading 1-0 in the early minutes of the second half here. Coming up to an hour played. Iran 0, Japan 1. Iran look to hit back straight away. It's away by Shibasaki. And that's a foul. No question about that, and they're going to pile a bit of pressure upon themselves, of the Japanese here, with that concession.
Yeah, a little cynical foul there, little trick. And he's got an ice pack on his groin and seems to be in a great deal of discomfort, so certainly doesn't look like a tweak. Looks like a full tear.
That is Shiotani, who scored in the victory over Uzbekistan here in Al Ain, but not in this stadium, in the other stadium that was used. So yeah, Endo's on his way to the dressing room pretty smartly, I think, with those stretcher bearers. 24 fouls, evenly split. Free kick Iran, looking to hit back. It's the first time they've been tested, first time they've conceded a goal in what, 450, 510 minutes roundabout.
It's the second time that they've got a free kick in a good area as well. Can they hit the target?
Jahanbakhsh is number 18, and he may hit the target. Well saved, gone to right beneath the crossbar. Horrible angle for him, coming in right beneath the post, the crossbar and the upright.
Look at his quick feet. Look at Gonda's quick feet here. Skips down, quick feet, two little shuffles, and that's destined for top corner. It's a smart save, but his positioning once again right on the money.
Corner had Sapi, and they've gone in, and it's gone over the top of the crossbar for a goal kick off the head of the defender, Ganji. Well, you know Iran are going to respond, and this is their response. Here it is again, well played, Gonda, keeping this one out from Jahanbakhsh, who knew exactly where to put it.
Well, just under that crossbar, top corner, see nothing wrong with that free kick whatsoever. Good football, really top save.
And exasperation for the coach of Iran. Shibasaki.
One thing that you mentioned early on, John, just before kickoff, is the amount of one-goal margin victories for Japan. They're very, very comfortable 1-0 up, aren't they?
Heading for the 6th in a row, which was, well, it is already a record in the Asian Cup history. They're not yet there yet. So 28.
Nothing wrong with that call from Chris Beath. Ganji
checking a handball. It is indeed.
Handball.
Yeah, checking the handball, and the man was down, and he was so close to it as well. I don't think this will take a lot of checking out, despite all the Iranian protests. And he just tells everybody to calm down. It is again. Was there a foul there by Asako? That's where we feel there was the handball by Ganji. That's why the VAR people are here, to assist referee Beath and to either confirm the decision or to tell him to go and have another look.
Well, we did get briefed by the powers that be, by the VRA people, and they do say that they're going to have a look and reassess the handball rule with a view to ball to hand, hand to ball, and whether the person handling the ball gains an advantage or not. At the moment, it doesn't seem to matter whether there's an advantage or not by the person that handles the ball.
He's got to come and have a look. I think this might be something to do with the build-up before the handball, whether there was an offence committed by a Japanese attacker in the build-up.
Well, ultimately, it's going to be Chris Beath's say, not the people sat in the booth, in the VAR booth. They're telling him that the ball did hit the hand, but it's going to be Chris Beath's interpretation, whether that's a penalty or not.
And he's in an isolated area down in the tunnel there, as you saw, to check with that monitor. The penalty under review was because of the handball there. Was it deliberate? This is one thing we always consider.
Well, listen, yeah, Borrelli Ganji, if he's going to go to ground, which he does, he can't not put that left hand down. He can't not put that left hand down. No worries, absolute rock solid. Sends the keeper the wrong way. A top keeper in top form as well.
Super penalty. The reaction down on the bench is, well, on the Iran bench is that they want to make a substitution. I think it might even be a double one, because Carlos Queiroz has to do something very dramatic now to rescue the Iranian hopes for 2019. The team that was most people's favourites. Free kick this time is for Iran. And Ghoddos is coming on. Salman Ghoddos, who scored in the very first win against Yemen, is an attacking player, plays in France. This is dangerous. Nagatomo there. Well, we've talked about Japanese discipline and the fact that they know how to hold on to a lead. They're looking to even extend that lead now and on a breakaway. That's the way they can play cleverly. They can dictate the pace of the game almost now. Yeah, they can. And Iran need to resist the urge to try and win the ball when they can't. They need to resist the urge of trying to go through players to get to that ball, because all they're going to do is break play up. It's going to become bitty. It's going to play into Japan's hands. Interesting, isn't it, that it's not going to be Ansarifad coming on. It's going to be Tarabi and Ghoddos. Ansarifad looked as though he was coming on just before the first goal. Was told to retake his place on the subs bench. And now Japan are pouring forward again here with Doan. Little touches inside the area. Could break it again here. Japan are dictating the game in the second half. Against all expectation, maybe. Iran delay the substitution. Carlos Queiroz is giving final instructions to the duo on whom Iran are pinning their hopes. For the moment, they're having to defend mightily against Minamino. Still they delay the substitution. 69 minutes played, 21 to go. That's a scoreline I don't think we expected, as Doan is into the area trying to fight his way through, and here's the man who's now on a hat-trick, Osako, who's become a scorer of very important goals in Japanese football. And they're toying with the Iranians here, with the movement on and off the ball. It's excellent from the Samurai Blue. We've talked about their patience, their discipline, their technique, and look at this for a wriggling run. Terrific stuff. They're looking for number 3. It probably would have been there. As Haraguchi came tearing in, he only needed the slightest of touches, and it might well have been 3-0, and that might have been the end of Iran's campaign here in United Arab Emirates. This is exactly the problem, John. When you're so desperate to try and get back in the game and get yourself a goal, you end up going chasing things, and you go and chase the man with the ball individually rather than collectively. And collectively closing down is what has gotten Iran to this point right now. They're bringing Dijaga off, and they're bringing Jan Baksh off. And these are the 2 replacements. Ghoddos, number 14, gets a pat on the back from his coach, and he says you've 20 minutes to go and keep us alive. Salman Ghoddos, who plays for Amiens in France, and the other player coming on, who's from the famous Iranian club Persepolis, is Mehdi Torabi, who scored against Japan in Tehran in the last meeting. Iran need some almost desperation tactics now. The sooner they can find a goal, happier they will be. But they're having to do a lot of defending themselves now as Minamino makes a great run. He's got a man on his left. Here is that man. They really are causing havoc, aren't they, with these little balls inside the area?
Oh, what a touch. And it had to be as well. Ganji just getting the eyebrows on that one.
Well, it promises to be a riveting 20 minutes here. We've got us, the man racing up on his outside. There's Mohammadi. There he is. First touch ball. Another chance spurned by Mohammadi. And Japan's reaction to the double switch on the opposing side is to make a change of their own. And it will be Sakai who is replaced by Semoroya. Defender for defender. Interesting switch, though. They must feel as though Moroya is going to be more capable, a smaller man, for dealing with the threat Goddess is posing down this left touchline, I imagine.
Well, he's very, very, very rapid, Moroya say. Very busy player.
First contribution is to take the throw-in, Moroya. From FC Tokyo in the Under-17 World Cup of 2011. Very few people predicted this as a scoreline. Iran 0, Japan 2. Such has been the impressive work of Iran in all their 5 previous games. Remember, they'd not conceded a single goal in that time. And here he's goal side again. He's Doan. He'll try and get beyond Mohammadi or to try and get the cross in. It's still Doan. Will go for goal shoots. It's amazing. It's all about Japan's attack and Iran's defence now. When I think we thought it was probably going to be the other way around. What makes it more fascinating than ever?
Does, and Iran happy to go with 2v1 at the back. This is a really smart stop because keeper, he has a blue shirt just flash across his eye line. Had to keep his concentration, get something on that. The ball was moving as well.
Here's a blundering run down the right. Not the worst cross either, putting Yoshida under pressure. Shibasaki. Oh, they're so clever at holding the ball up, and that was super. That was really good techniques. 73 minutes played, 2-0 Japan in front. They've now scored 10 times in this tournament. Still 2 fewer than Iran, mind you. And they've now scored 90 goals in Asian Cup history. More than twice as many as they've conceded. Iran's free kick. Launched to the edge of that 18-yard zone. The tall Iranians go for it, as you would expect. Plenty of noise around Al Ain at the moment. Most of it coming from the samurai blue support. That's Safi. It's almost like somebody's hammering nails into something with the noise around the stadium at the moment. Those nails might be into the Iranian hopes, but they are going to keep this ball in play. We've got us. Switches it into the centre, easily met, but it will only drop to Haj Safi, who's playing a kind of forward role, despite wearing number 3. They've not got Azmoun into the second half at all. There's a big gap out on the left. If Haj Safi chooses to switch the play that way, instead he'll try and dribble through, he'll win a free kick. This is dangerous to Japan. Doan, the offender.
Yeah, it's a fortunate free kick. There wasn't much in that at all. The problem is, once Japan go up a couple of goals, that 4-4-2 that they have, those 2 banks of 4, they're incredibly solid. The gaps in between each player is very consistent. There's not much in that whatsoever. There is some contact. Skipper goes down under that contact very cleverly because the door was going to close. Smart, professional play, you'd say, and that's what it means to Ashtan Dijaga.
Very much so. Head in hands on the touchline, because Iran really saw this as their biggest chance since 1976 to make the final. They finished third on 4 occasions, as recently as 2004, the last time. Here they come. It's away easily, though. And Moroya will crack it into the fans over on that left-hand touchline.
But it's just a ridiculous foul from Sada Azmoun. It really is.
Yeah, very silly foul.
And so instead of having the ball back, his side having the ball back, Now he just gives the ball away to Japan. They're nice and comfortable. They'll take their own sweet time over this free kick. Absolutely ridiculous.
Here it is, look, straight into the back of Moroyo. Anybody in the crowd of about 30,000 can see that. And you have to say, John, Japan a good value for the lead that they've got. And here we have another little discussion between the referee and his confidants.
Basically, I think Chris Beath is just telling Sada Razmoon, you're lucky not to get a yellow. Just been told that there was a little bit of afters there, a little clip round the ear.
He is not a happy man, that is for sure. This could be his last match in charge of Iran. We had the same scenario with Lippi the other evening with China, of course. Japan have to hold on to this advantage for 13 more minutes. That's added time. But they're looking well in control at the minute. And we all know they're a very fit side, very energetic. Settles for a throw, takes it. Oh, I thought he was going to take it quickly, Minamino, there, and then he thought better of doing that. Didn't need to rush it. That's in the training. And slow it down. Waste a bit of time instead of rushing things. You're 2-0 ahead. Why would you need to rush? Minamino's looked the player he is again tonight, having said he looked exhausted in the match against Saudi Arabia. They gave him a breather, not playing him in the quarter-final against Vietnam, but he's been instrumental as Minamino tonight. Yoshida knows the best place for that ball is in the other half of the field. 12 minutes to go. Iran 0, Japan 2. Azmoun up for this one. Good climb by the centre forward. We all know if Iran score one, they will be really dangerous. But they've got to get that one to start with.
Well, they've got to get it soon. They've got to get it quickly. Otherwise, you feel that emotionally, Iran will end up doing things that are foreign to them. They could get a little bit frayed around the edges as well in the last 5 minutes.
Japan champions back in 2011, of course. They won their semi-final that year against Korea Republic on penalties 3-0 after a 2-all draw. Not often you win a penalty shootout 3-0. They're 4 forward here, looking to put the seal on the triumph. It won't matter how long they take over this move. Doan. He wanted to play the short little ball there with Haraguchi. Doan again, left-footed into the area he goes. A check back inside. It's just not quite happening, but they can see. You can see Japan has the capacity to find a third goal. I think you can see as well that 1 or 2 Iranian players, notably Azmoun, are losing it a little bit, losing their discipline.
They're just so disappointed. I think they're shell-shocked. If you could say anything, the difference between these two sides, and there wasn't much. There wasn't much, to be honest. It's just emotionally more stable. I just feel that Japan coped with the magnitude and intensity of this game better. Emotionally, just rock solid. Just epitomised by Yu Urasako's penalty.
No, it was a terrific penalty, wasn't it? Big man to beat, but he sent him completely the wrong way. Maybe the goalkeeper committed himself a fraction of a second early, maybe, but anyway, whatever, it was a super penalty. I'm saying Osako is becoming a bit of a talisman for Japan. He scores important goals, doesn't he? He's netted in the World Cup finals against Colombia. Scored a couple against Turkmenistan here. He seems to get important goals in big matches.
Yeah, and they've been bereft of a talisman for quite some time, especially up top.
Yoshida was there. A lot of white shirts around, and it's away first time by Nagatomo. Ten minutes to go. We all know goals often come in flurries. Japan have got the only 2 of this night so far, and they've got 3 forward here. And if they get this right, they will kill off Iran once and for all. Keep us off his line. Well, they've managed to defend it.
Well, what a waste. What a waste. What a let-off for Iran. Haraguchi, I don't know what he was thinking there. He could have pulled the trigger, decided against it.
Yeah, will they pay the penalty of that? Will they allow Iran back into the game? That should actually give Iran a bit of a psychological lift. They've got a free kick and they're rushing to do everything now.
Well as they played Japan today, I mean, that's why a lot of people put that little position there, is why a lot of people put Iran down as favourites. A lack of a cutting edge from Japan.
Mohammadi with the first time ball in. It's a swinger. Oh! The keeper came off his line there. He would have been nowhere if Azmoun had got a touch on that. The slightest touch from Azmoun, I think he'd have had his 5th goal of the Asian Cup.
Well, Ramin Reza on the back post for Iran was absolutely nowhere, in no man's land. He didn't follow in and towards the back post. And Azmoun's asking the question, why?
Here they come again. With Puraliganji. One of those survivors of you were talking about from 2011. Ahmed Ibrahimi. And Kanani. Once again they'll launch it. Once again the covering defender. Oh! The covering defender did enough, Tomiyasu. And once again we have this same scenario of Japan with the chance, if only they get it right, of finishing this one once and for all. And Don was coming in. Very necessary piece of defending, which is why he gets a bit of a cuddle there to Mohammadi.
Really good defending, but this is going to happen a lot now. Iran desperate to play a back 3, and as this ball comes along, oh, Doan's licking his lips.
Licking his lips, but still game on, and still Japan in the box seat at 2-0. 6.5 minutes of the 90 to go. Japan taking their time. He's not happy, as I said earlier. Whoops, there we go. There's the bottle of liquid. Told you looked tense before the match.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is as well, when you player's point of view, when you see the coach is a little bit tense, you can't help feeling that as a player, the coach doesn't have as much faith in you as he might.
Japan headed
onto the players.
Japan are headed for Friday's final at the minute. Shibasaki. They play little triangles, can't they, the Japanese? Just look for holes, look for gaps, play it into the wider positions like this one. He should get to this ball, he will get to this ball. It's a deep cross, but far too deep. Definitely running out for Iran. Most of the pundits were predicting an Iranian victory here simply based on their 5 previous performances, whereas the Japanese had not been totally convincing. It's amazing how often it turns out, though, when the two meet, it's the side that's least fancied that comes out on top. They're not there yet, and this will be a free kick against Haraguchi.
Yeah, clear free kick against Genki Haraguchi there, and Carlos Queiroz going absolutely ballistic towards Ahmed Ibrahimi. He wants him to hold, wants him to just stand in that holding midfield position, to just give some kind of cover.
The neutrals would want Iran to score here now, with 5 minutes to go, to give us an absolutely frantic final 5 minutes. Shuichi Gonda is hopping around on his line, even though this one's a long, long way out. He would hate to be beaten from this sort of a distance. It is going to be Godos, and he will go for goal. And it sails high. 1 in 50 of those goes in.
It's a low percentage effort, it really is. Didn't get the technique right. Trying to knuckleball that one. There we go. Looks a long way out from that angle, doesn't it? And that's nowhere near. Cuts across the ball. Always sliding away.
And Japan will be very happy about that, because it wastes up another minute, really, doesn't it? with only 4 of those remaining. And they're on the ball here. Oh, the referee's given a free kick. He might have allowed play to continue, but I think it's because it's a head injury that Chris Beath has blown the whistle and decided to halt proceedings.
Yeah, gets absolutely poleaxed there, Yuya Osako. Gets caught underneath the ball. It's a little clash of heads. He's been a tough so-and-so all throughout this game, Yuya Osako. He's backed into the defenders. A couple of them are much bigger than him. And he's been holding the ball up well. He's contested everything. He's been involved in everything positive for Japan.
And I think the ref's got it right. It's not a yellow card offence, that either.
No,
it's a 50-50 ball, and they've both gone for it. And in fact, well, it's good. I don't think we've seen a drop ball, bounce ball before now. Anyway, Iran will try to take advantage of it. They're racing forward now quickly, and Japan are funneling back as quickly as they can as well. There's the cut back, and there is the clearance from Tomiyasu.
Oh, Tomiyasu put a foot wrong today. Yeah. Positional senses has been brilliant.
He's in my team of the tournament. But he's got to defend once again now. Gonda's punch will still drop to an Iranian boot. And Mohammadi swivels and crosses the ball in. Out for a throw-in. 2.5 minutes on the clock. The Japanese are calm. They're phlegmatic in their approach. Doesn't mean to say they're not determined. They've not steeled for the task ahead. Haj Safi has gone over to take this one long, as he always does. And there are 5 Iranians in the penalty area, but every Japanese player back, it'll drop for Godos, and he's put it even higher into the stands than his previous effort. Not happening for Iran, you feel?
No, it's not. It's not. They're clutching at straws, and what we haven't seen is the little triangles from Iran. They were so intent from the get-go to play those diagonal balls towards Sardar Azmoun, and he's been outnumbered and got nothing out of Yoshida or Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu is going to bring Ito on for the closing 2 minutes. But Japan have still had more of the ball than Iran, and here he comes. Then the player coming off is Doan, who's performed really well once again on the right side of midfield for Japan, and gives way now to Jun Ito for the last 2 minutes of the game. That's all.
Well, I think he's had a really good game, Ruti Doan, the young 20-year-old in a high-intensity game where you just don't have any time whatsoever. And another young man, well, inexperienced player, Junya Ito, at this level.
The coach is on the verge of achieving a double. Oops, we'll just pause there. Oh, well covered back, that really was. He could have given that one up easily, Mohammadi, in which case Japan might well have been through for a 3rd goal. I'm just going to say that Moriyasu is on the cusp of making history. If he can be a winning player and coach in the Asian Cup for his country, it would be a notable double. Nobody's ever achieved that feat. Swinging ball across, catered for the time being. And Nagatomo, Haj Safi here for Iran. Whatever they do, they must do very briskly, because they are 30 seconds away from being 2 down on 90 minutes. Just can't see it happening for Iran. But football's all about being proved wrong. There will be massive disappointment back in Tehran, though, because I think there was colossal belief in the Iranian capital that this was going to be their year again. But all those bleak years were behind them.
Well, you've got a lot of players as well coming towards their, and just over their mid-20s, coming towards their peak. This group of players might have one more Asian Cup in them together.
4 added minutes, as you can see from our caption here. Iran 0, Japan 2. Looks of exasperation and despair in the Iranian dugout. Jahanbakhsh there. And no more he can do about it. Carlos Queiroz, who may be waving goodbye to his career as the coach of Iran, whereas this man will be looking forward to a Friday final against either United Arab Emirates or Qatar. And it
put some air into it. Terrific finish. Ruthless, cutting finish from the Samurai Blue.
Moriyasu's team are on their way into Abu Dhabi and the final on Friday. And Genki Haraguchi's second goal of this Asian Cup clinches that moment. And there's bother now. This happens so often, of course, when one team has lost the match and then loses its cool completely. And the needless swinging of arms here and pushing and shoving, and it's just total frustration and exasperation on behalf of the Iranians. And Japan getting themselves involved unnecessarily. So we're going to go way beyond the 4 minutes now. Azmoun's been at the heart of a few moments here that he's not enjoyed. It's not been his night. And referee Beef, even down on the halfway line, Carlos Queiroz is having to calm down one or two people.
Yeah, some of the Japanese players from the bench, from the technical area, wanting to run on the pitch there. Carlos Queiroz did a really good job of keeping them at bay. And we were talking about it, John. It's not been a game to be playing with a smile on your face.
Well, this could lead to a red card for somebody because VAR obviously studying the monitors down below, and Chris Beath will be taking advice. But Sardar Azmoun gets a yellow card, maybe, and hopefully he'll think it's so late in the day, and Iran are on their way out anyway. Their disappointment is bad enough.
Well, he's lucky boy anyway. I mean, that could have been his second yellow. He really could have, and he's not been happy all throughout this game.
A little push into the face of Shibasaki, wasn't it, from Azmoun, and it all sparked it off, and that's all born of the frustration following that third goal.
Yeah, the massive occasion that this is. I mean, you could just, the tension before kick-off, John, we could feel it. We could feel it all the way up here, not just on the pitch, but the sidelines, amongst the fans as well, or a lot of the Iranian journalists that we've been rubbing shoulders with.
Nagatomo has been spoken to as well, and he's got the yellow card for on the Japanese side. No worries for him. He's not out of the final, anything like that. That would be horrible, wouldn't it, to lose your place in the final because of it. But the referee has blown the final whistle here, and it is Japan with 2 goals from Yuya Osako and 1 from Genki Haraguchi, who will play in yet another Asian Cup final. The 5th time in the last 8 editions that Japan have made it through. They remain unbeaten. 6 wins out of 6, and this the first of those wins not by just the odd goal. They were good value because their second half performance was outstanding. It included a penalty kick, it included 2 swift finishes as well, after Iran had really lost the plot early in the second half. They didn't play to the whistle and were punished by a header from Osako from across on Minamino. Then they gave away the penalty. Super penalty it was from Osako as well on a handball.
So Japan remain on track to extend their record at the Asian Cup. A 5th title still within their sights after that splendid performance tonight in El Ain. As for Iran, well, their 43-year trophy drought continues. Many had expected them to reach their first final since 1976, but they took the eye off the ball one too many times in the second half, and they paid the price with a semi-final exit. 3-0. Japan go through to the final on Friday. They will meet either the UAE or Qatar in the championship match. Rish Roshan Rai, Robbie Cornthwaite in the studio. Was it a disappointing performance by Iran, or did Japan play superbly well?
I think what happened was Iran lost their heads, and then once they went that goal down, they just looked shell-shocked. They couldn't respond, they couldn't recover, and it was all their own fault. I mean, you can't have 4 or 5 players chasing after the referee, asking for a yellow card, asking for one of the Japanese players to be booked. Focus on the game, play to the whistle, and you know, it's so painful because they'll go back and they'll rewatch this game, some of these Iranian players, and look at that incident and think, we've made utter fools of ourselves and we've let this opportunity slip, something that we've been working so hard on to achieve. It's gone.